Did you know that to be a powerful speaker or user of the language, you need to be using idiomatic expressions, also called phrasal verbs? Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something called phrasal verbs, specifically in the context of priorities and making decisions. Hi, I'm Ajit from Capshine. Capshine is a revolutionary learn-it-together English fluency program. With Capshine, learning English is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. And we promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. So let's see what idioms or phrasal verbs are, and then let's look at what these phrasal verbs relating to decisions and priorities are. So phrasal verbs are idiomatic phrases. What that means is that they have a meaning outside of the obvious literal meaning. These are made up of a verb and an adverb, or a verb and a preposition. Let me just show you an example. So if you look at the word look up, and if I said John looked up the meaning of phrasal verbs in the dictionary, it doesn't mean that he looked up, right? It has a non-literal meaning. Look up as a phrasal verb means to refer something or search for something, correct? Similarly, if you're looking forward to something, I'm looking forward to my weekly live lesson with Capshine, right? Then what that means is that you are excited about something that's going to happen. It doesn't mean that you're looking into the future. Right? So these are phrasal verbs. They have idiomatic, meaning non-literal meanings. Let's take specific note on words that relate to decisions and priorities today. The first phrasal verb is the bottom line. Again, doesn't mean that there's a line right in the bottom. What it means is when you're making a decision, what is the fact or what is the truth that matters the most? What is the end result? After all the argument, what is the main point that it comes to? That's the bottom line. Let's look at an example. The bottom line is that a great majority of our kids are not building social skills because they are addicted to technology. So that's the end conclusion. That's the final say, the bottom line. You might have also heard of the bottom line in terms of finances, the profits and expenses, that kind of bottom line. But in this, when you're making decisions, the bottom line is the final say, the final point of the argument. On the back burner, when you've made a decision, or rather when you've decided to put a choice or something that you've been planning in the back burner, it means that you've decided not to go ahead with it right now. You have postponed it, you have made it a secondary priority for a later time. For example, with news of a more aggressive strain running rampant, my travel plans have once again been put on the back burner. So you've deprioritized it, you made it a secondary plan, you're essentially deciding to not do it at this point, the back burner. Let's look at another one. Cross the bridge when you come to it. Any idea what this means? Well, again, there is no literal bridge here. When you cross the bridge when you come to it, what you're saying is that I'm not going to make a decision on this now, but when the time comes where I have to make a decision, I will take a decision on that. For example, you can't make me talk to you. No, but the police can. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, right? Essentially saying that, I'm not going to talk to you, let the police come and I'll do it when that happens, or I'll make the decision when that happens. So to postpone your decision for a later time when that situation arises is to say that you will cross the bridge when you come to it. What if you're in two minds? Well, when you're in two minds, you're unsure about what decision to make. You're unsure of what your priorities are. I'm in two minds about dessert. I really love cake, but I'm supposed to be on a diet, right? So you're unsure what your decision is, you're in two minds. You're not able to make a clear decision. To be in two minds. And of course, cut to the chase. If you're talking to someone and they keep beating around the bush, they don't get to the point, and you ask them to cut to the chase, you're asking them to cut all the nonsense and get right to the point, to get to the bottom line, right? That's to cut to the chase. For example, I'll cut to the chase. I'm just not that into you, right? So avoiding all unnecessary discussion and time wasters and getting right to the point is to cut right to the chase. Awesome. Cutting to the chase about becoming more fluent though, make sure you check out our 30-day free trial with Capshine. With this, you get access to speaking opportunities, you get to learn and practice as a group, you get a monthly report card with your progress on how you've scaled over a month, you get a personal coach who gives you feedback and recommendation, daily micro lessons to practice and build your core competencies, and of course live classes through which you can get your doubts solved and build your foundations so that you can become a confident and capable user of the English language. Great! Let's continue with more phrasal verbs. The next one is play it by the ear. If you're going to play it by the ear, then you've not planned everything out. You're going to make decisions as they come. You're going to just sort of wing it, right? Let's look at an example. Where will we stay in Himachal? Oh, I'm not sure yet. We'll have to play it by the ear. So what that means is that you don't have a plan of where to stay, but you're saying that, we'll go to Himachal, see how things are, and make up our minds based on the situation there. Let's not worry about making that plan right now. So you're going to sort of be impromptu. You're going to make plans and decisions at the moment. That is to play it by the ear. Awesome. The next one is sit on the fence. Or another similar usage is cat on the wall, right? So when you're sitting on the fence, what it means is that you're not going this side or that side. You're not deciding to take a side. That is to sit on the fence, to delay making a decision, to be ambiguous about your decision making. Which do you prefer, chocolate cake or tiramisu? You can't sit on the fence and say you like both of them equally, right? Suggesting that you cannot delay the decision or say that no, I cannot make a decision because I like them both equally. The inability to make a decision between two things or to say I like them both equally is to sit on the fence. And split hairs. As the word suggests, as the phrasal verb suggests, splitting hairs is not a great thing. It's stressful. So when you're splitting hairs, you're getting very stressed about a decision that you need to take. I'll just pay the whole bill myself. I hate splitting hairs about the charges, right? So to stress out about a decision or a action that needs to be taken is to split hairs, right? And of course, stick to your guns. When you stick to your guns, there are no guns involved. It just means that you're very stubborn and you're unlikely to change your decision about something that you've taken, right? For instance, an important thing to remember when being a dog parent is to stick to your guns about what is and isn't allowed, despite your dog's protests. And this applies to children as well. So if you say no, it means no, irrespective of how much the child or the dog cries and gives puppy dog face, you will not change the decision. That is to stick to your gun and be very stubborn and stable in your decision, to stick to your guns. The tip of the iceberg. Know that the phrasal verbs you're looking today are just the tip of the iceberg. There are way more phrasal verbs that can help you become more fluent and proficient in your English language. So stay tuned for that. Tip of the iceberg, of course, means just as with an iceberg, where the tip is just a small part of it and there's way more below under the surface. When something is just the tip of the iceberg, it means that it's just a small part of the story. There's way more underneath. For instance, the company gets around 2,000 complaints every year, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So that suggests that those 2,000 complaints are just a small portion of what actually is going wrong with the company itself, right? Tip of the iceberg. I hope you liked today's lesson, and I hope you found it interesting and useful. To make sure you get more updates like these, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And of course, don't forget to check out the 30-day free trial with Capshine. You can do that by going to capshine.com or downloading the app from the Google Play Store. Thanks for watching.